How is Nikhil, sir?
Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout. We are two sleeps away from what is going to be the repeat of the 2024 T20 World Cup final. India versus South Africa is going to be taking place not in Barbados, but on a ground which is bigger than Barbados, much bigger than Barbados, in Ahmedabad. Ahmedabad, which has been kind of home for South Africa. They've played 3 games there.
Yes.
India, on the other hand, have played just 1 game. So technically, this is India's home and South Africa are the visiting team. But this tournament, you would have to say that India are playing on South Africa's home ground, that is Ahmedabad. But because it is a big encounter, this is the business end of the tournament. This is where all the big guns turn up. So we've sent not one but 2 people to Ahmedabad so that we have all angles covered. Joining us live from the Motera, erstwhile Motera, now the Narendra Modi Stadium, King Shuk and Harshit Ahuja. So first things first, what has happened through the day, if you can tell us? I believe South African team, the de facto home team came, they practiced, then they had a press conference. So they always say when you want to be fully prepared, you should know more about, I mean, the word used is enemy. I'm not going to use that, but you should know more about the enemy. So, but here I'll use the word opposition. So, what is it that you guys picked up from the entire South African camp, their practice session, the press conference?
I'll allow Kingshuk to share the details with you, but since you called it the Motera, it's I felt that the locals here face pretty much the same problem that we in Delhi face. We don't call it the Arun Jaitley Stadium instinctively, we call it the Feroz Shah Kotla. So on our way here, whosoever we spoke with and we said stadium jana, stadium jana, Motera, Motera. That was what was told to us. But मैंने कहा अच्छा आप बताएं आप अभी मोटेरा ही बोलते हैं हमने कहा and then they shared exactly what I just said कि हम लोगों के साथ दिल्ली में भी ऐसा ही होता है. It may have been recrescent to the Arun Jaitley Stadium, but मुंह से instinctively
But you know why?
फिरोज शाह कोटला ही निकलता है.
Why that is? Because the area is Motera.
Motera.
So that
Yeah.
area is Motera. So that's why people, even now the area remains, that just the name of the stadium has changed. Much like,
Same like Colombo.
same
Ketarama.
like Ketarama, correct. Same like Delhi actually.
Delhi, yeah.
That is the Kotla area.
Yes.
And then of course it was named Feroz Shah Kotla. But
Because I got an earful from one tuk-tuk driver. What is Premadasa? No Premadasa. Ketarama. Oh, the area is the Ketarama. That is the thing. They like that area association far better than a name of a big
but
wig in
this
that
time
sense.
around when I was there, it was opposite. I actually stopped at tuk-tuk. That's all the budget we have.
Yes,
We have to
yes.
go by tuk-tuk. So I asked, and I said Ketarama. He said Premadasa. I said yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. He took us to the right.
8 years it's changed.
Anyway, yeah, King Shuk, over to you. Tell us what did the South African team do?
So it was a light practice session for the team, and because not a lot of people came up, only 2 batters practiced today, Tristan Stubbs and Dewald Brevis. And it was also not on the main ground. They went to the next behind the ground for a hitting session. What was interesting was, despite South Africa having a very strong fast bowling battery, almost the entire session consisted of spin bowling, with Aiden Markram hitting the nets first. And the whole practice was with Albie Morkel donning the left-hander's role and just letting them hit their lines, hit their
Offering no shot.
offering no
The
shots.
idea was, from what we could see, we went as close to the dugout, in fact, where the South African dugout was. The idea we felt was that Albie wanted to give Markram and Maharaj the confidence to just find the right zone that they want to be pitching the ball in. So no shots were offered at any point. He just stood at the crease as the two of them, bowled again and again, and were one of the 2 most active players. I would, in fact, put Aiden Markram as the most active player. He's the one who toiled the most in
He
today's
started
session.
the session,
Yeah.
he ended the session. And more importantly, I thought that Markram was trying to find that Aryan Dutt ball, one that pitches on back of the length and ends up hitting the middle or the leg stump. And from the very start of the session, that was all his focus. Maharaj did his thing, Rabada did his thing, but Markram had zen focus throughout the entire session. He bowled the most number of balls.
Okay, that's very interesting news that both Kingshuk and Harshit are sharing with all of us here. Adam Markram, we know that's the off spinner who's going to be the designated off spinner. In the past as well, you've seen him in the IPL, you've seen him for South Africa, open the bowling, he does that very well. And I think now, Siddharth, it's an open secret. Every team has figured that out. Obviously, one, that India has so many left-handers, 6 in the top 8, and the fact that off spinners have troubled, whether the off spinner's name has been Aryan Dutt, or is it been Saim Ayub, or is it been Usman Tariq, or for that matter
Gerard Erasmus.
All off spinners have kind of troubled India. So this is, everyone has seen, and the fact that they have left-handers. But interesting to note that they've gotten Markram to do a lot of work, and no surprise. And I like the bit about that Aryan Dutt delivery, because not only did he do well against India, I think he picked up 2 wickets.
2 for 19.
But he could have very well had the third in Shivam Dube. Initially, it troubled him. There were those couple of close calls that was there, and it was a delivery that skidded in. And I remember Shivam Dube talking about it. Yeah. So I think the game is there. They know that to put India under pressure. Yes, India does have that ability that even if the top order doesn't fire, they've been getting runs. But that's when they've looked kind of precarious, when someday a Dube has stepped up, someday Sky has stepped up. But if you get the top 3, you are ensuring that they're not getting the 220s that they most often can. So I think the tactic from South Africa pretty clear. Get Markram in, that's where the game is.
Everywhere opposition in the Super 8 will have noted what has gone on with the off spinners' weaknesses. I mean, there are 3. This is the first stage of the 3-stage thing that the Indian cricket team has to undergo. Not just South Africa, they got Markram. West Indies, when they play in Kolkata, they'll have to go through Roston Chase. Not just that, in Chennai, they'll have to go through Sikandar Raza. 3 off spinners, 3 guys who are very well capable of bowling in the power play and troubling the left-handers. Which is why this match assumes even more importance for Abhishek and the rest to fire. Because if they cannot tackle the off spinner menace, then going ahead in the tournament, there'll be issues. If they tackle it, teams don't have a plan B. It is as simple as that. If you tackle the off spin here, West Indies and Zimbabwe will be wondering, man, what do we do? This was our one ray of hope that we had. It was shut, which is why I hope at the Narendra Modi Stadium, they just step up and ensure this plan is foiled. But if it is not foiled, India are walking on eggshells for the rest of the Super.
Yeah, Harshit, you wanted to say something, yeah.
I wanted to. Since Nikhil, you mentioned a list of spinners over there, and one of them you mentioned was Usman Tariq. There is something very interesting that I noticed, and this was a conversation that took place between Maharaj and Markram. Of course, these two, as I earlier said as well, were the most active spinners on the day. But Tariq, why I'm saying this is because with him and with Gerard Erasmus, we saw it was the angle, it was the round arm delivery that was troubling the Indian batters. The two of them, although did not try a round arm delivery, but were seen talking about the whole idea of wanting to go round arm on a couple of occasions. So they delivered. Then if Markram goes and has a crack and Maharaj is waiting for him, the two would have a brief conversation as the other would come back to his run up. So there was some conversation about some round arm delivery, which I expect them to perhaps practice tomorrow. Because as Kingshuk earlier said, and this is a little something that I picked up, why one of the reasons you did not have the entire South African side turn up to practice today, there was none of the batters were there. In fact, just the couple that Kingshuk mentioned, Jansen wasn't there, because tomorrow there's a slot change in terms of the practice, and tomorrow South Africa will be the team that will be practicing under the lights. Tonight it's India, tomorrow it will be South Africa. So you're looking at the whole team to turn up tomorrow, and that's where you'll see the real practice session happen perhaps.
You think it's after the Namibia complaint, Namibia, it was who complained we don't get night practice, and so they've ensured it's a even split?
Yeah. The moment I got to know about this, because I remember I was at that Namibia press conference also when the captain Erasmus, Gerald Erasmus had raised the issue. The moment I heard this, I was like, okay, you're not doing with South Africa what you did with Namibia. There's clearly a distinction in reputation and a distinction in the way that practice sessions are being planned out.
But you know what? So it's going to be a difficult job for South Africa anyway, because I looked up the numbers. Markram has played 15 T20Is against India. He has bowled only 14 overs. Only 14 in 15 T20Is. 2 wickets from there at a economy of 10. So it's not like he is well built against India, so to speak. Having said that, India have also not had three left-handers in the top four ever. So it's going to be tough. So today's practice session was mostly based on repetition, repetition, repetition. First it was the length, then it was variation, and then it was flat out balls trying to hit wide Yorkers, keeping it away from the arc of the batters. We will get more clarity tomorrow, but it seems at the moment that South Africa are coming in with a set plan and the chips are in that box. Spin them out in the power play and settle a base for you to fight.
I'm surprised that Albie Mokel did not attempt any shots. If they really wanted to practice against some big hitters, Albie is the perfect example. If you, it's not just
Good
about
murder
getting your
spin.
your length right, also getting used to what if the batter attacks you, which Abhishek could, or Ishan could, or Shivam Dubey could. So get used to the hitting as well. But we're talking so much about the spin. I saw visuals coming out of Ahmedabad, Suryakumar Yadav in conversation with the curator as such. What are you expecting in terms of the pitch? I'm sure the effort will be, they often say that no advantage is given to the home team, pitches are prepared by ICC, but I think the effort will be to have as batting friendly a track as you can, right? What are you picking up about the pitch?
So the chatter at the moment is that the World Cup is being played at the back end of the domestic season. Most of the pitches are tired and they have been relayed in several venues. So that's a conversation that everybody is having. Today, the practice session was on a red soil pitch that had a little grass binding on it. The main wicket is still under covers. So we are assuming that they are trying to hold it together as much as possible. It's a little humid also today in Ahmedabad. And in the morning, there was a little bit of cloud cover as well. So it could be one of those wickets that it's still tacky at the start.
Oh, that's not great news. What have we picked up from the pitches so far? I mean, India's played that one game, which looked
That was a
decent.
black soil wicket.
Ah.
Because if you look at the characteristics of the black soil wickets that are played in all of India, it begins pretty sluggishly. Then it becomes good to bat on. As demonstrated in the 2023 ODI World Cup. There, daytime, nighttime, it was different. But here, when you looked at it, first 5-6 overs, it was very difficult for India to get going in the game against Netherlands. But then on the other hand, if I can argue, in the New Zealand encounter, same. New Zealand started pretty sluggishly, but then they accelerated later on. But then South Africa, they chased the total down in 15-16 overs in Ahmedabad. If it's a red soil and if it's a tacky kind of a wicket, then I think India's spin depth will give them far more assurance than South Africa's spin depth. Because remember, South Africa's spin depth isn't all that we're talking about. Because in the batting of left-handers, how can a Keshav Maharaj then contain the runs? That's the one issue that they've got. If it's tacky and if it's a red soil wicket, it's advantage India then, if that is the case. But if it's a black soil, I think it is advantage, then it's equal between both sides. Because on the sheer strength of the batting.
But I think what they're telling us is going to be a red soil pitch. Is that correct?
No, the practice was on the red soil
okay.
pitch. We have not seen the main pitch yet because it was put under covers. We'll get more clarity on that tomorrow.
Okay. Tell us about, I'd love to know about the Indian camp now. One in, we have been discussing, in fact, that's the theme of our dugout today. Any major concerns for India? I think couple of concerns that really come to your mind. One about Abhishek Sharma's form. Two, about the catching that we've seen, which has not been at par. In fact, India have been, I think, dare I say, the worst performing team when it comes to catches so far in the tournament. So, and three being like the entire batting unit not clicking. So, were these things addressed in the press conference? I believe it was, if Albie was batting in the pitch, his brother was batting in the press conference in Monet Mokel. It's also a battle of brothers.
Brothers.
Very
Good luck to the
gentle,
mothers.
by the way. Monet Mokul and today people, those who are regulars at attending these press conferences, they were like, 20 odd minutes this presser has lasted.
half an hour, more than half an hour.
Exactly. Maybe close to half an hour. He really was in the mood to have a chat or two today.
Normally,
That's nice.
Mornay's press conference don't last for more than 10 minutes.
No, no,
It's lasted 20 minutes today.
Even if he was in a mood to chat, the media manager ensures there's not more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, and today there was generosity in that in that room today. There was more generosity than media persons, perhaps.
You know why? I probably think that. So at one point of time, he gets asked about the pitch. They asked like you've played your bilaterals on flat decks. You have scored this much, that much. But now, what do you think about these wickets? Because a template that you set cannot be played here.
Yeah.
He's like, I rather have these wickets than flat decks because these decks feel like ones that are more competitive, more cricketing like. And as he speaks now, India haven't done really well with the bat. But as he speaks, there is that smile on his face. I'm a fast bowler. I could have made an impact here. So it's like that.
No, boy, he was one of those gun bowlers, and even in 2020 cricket, I remember that one season Delhi
Daredevils,
single-handedly
25
took them
wickets. Yeah.
to the top of
And
the table.
what did we
That's
do in
another
the
thing, they
final then?
self-destructed.
No, I want to remind Harshad
But-
this. Delhi
Yeah,
Daredevils
exactly.
do Delhi Daredevils
Let's
things
please,
by
yaar,
ensuring they
I'm in
bench
Ahmedabad,
Morne
yaar.
Walker.
Let's not talk about Delhi, please.
You can't take the Delhi out of you, Harshad, please.
You won't believe this because there was WPL branding still over here. I was kicking myself for having landed here because it reminded me that there's a team out there that has lost 4 finals back to back. It's genuinely a thought that crossed my
दिल
mind.
को सुकून मिलता है. Of course,
किस बात का सुकून सिद्धार्थ? What is this enmity that you have?
because
No,
Harshad,
Siddharth has double standard. Just now, when I'm reminding him about his earpods, he's getting all touchy. And when it comes to reminding Harshit about how bad Delhi is, he'll go on and on.
see, it is Schadenfreude, Harshad. We all are experiencing
Wow,
Schadenfreude
wow.
at this point in time.
Wow.
Sorry, King Shuk, you were
But-
saying something. We lost him.
Yeah. So, to your question that we never answered, which was about the catching of the Indian team, Morkel was kind to the team. He said that it's because that we are going for those 50-50 chances. Is that's why it's happening. I mean, a couple of the catches from the Ahmedabad game, I can tell you they were not 50-50.
Exactly.
They had made up
Exactly.
the
They weren't
ground, yeah.
50-50.
They had to have taken that catch. Interesting, we're talking about catching because the little birdie that we have inside tells us at the moment that no batting's happening right now. Only catching drills are happening.
That's
But
interesting.
Motera is a tough ground to catch.
So
Hey,
that's
you've
the
got
other news. One, I think in terms of the big news that's coming out of Ahmedabad that both Kingshuk and Harshad are giving. One, that it was all Adam Markram with the ball today. So South Africa are focusing on India's spin weakness, and two, India themselves are focusing on their catching weakness. So it's been a good 1 hour already in their practice session, and in that
And the
1 hour there's
practice
been no
session-
batting or bowling. They've concentrated
yeah.
primarily
Oh.
on catching.
Albeit one exception.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is Rinku
Rinku.
Singh starting with the bat in the nets. He was being given throwdowns and he was trying to clear the straight boundary. So he's for the 15-20 minutes that we were there, only Rinku batted and only Rinku was padded up.
Oh, that takes me to the other question. How's it looking with Abhishek? Is there Sanju in the nets? Are they even thinking about it, or are we just, getting carried away? What's the grapevine telling you?
And Sanju, the one glimpse of Sanju that we got, it was him, Arshdeep, and Kuldeep who were running around the field, kicking the ball around as well, having a good time. And as he crossed, as the three of them in fact crossed, all of us journalists who were parked together, there was, a smile or some sort of an expression. Kingshuk had a bit of a chat with Kuldeep at that time. But Sanju just, just ran past. No expressionless as he was, very stoic perhaps, and just went on running.
And in the press call also, when this was asked if three ducks is where Abhishek gets cut from the team, Morne Mogul said no, that is not happening. It's just three ducks. He's an exceptional batter and we are working on the repetition of his shots, what he can do at the start. So at the moment, it does feel like no Sanju Samson for Ahmedabad game as well.
And there was a reiteration of something we heard last month, which was when we were talking a lot about Suryakumar Yadav. That phrase came up again that I'm hitting the ball well in the nets. Something like that was said for Abhishek Sharma today.
Is he going to be batting today in the nets? Because you said you've started with Rinku. Is Abhishek going to be batting? What?
He was not padded up. He wasn't even in the catching circles. He was not in the running circles. He was not in the football circle. He was going past the catching area. And by the time, in the first 20 minutes, he did not, he just did some stretches. That's all. So we hope, I hope that he's batting now and we'll go in and see.
Yeah.
Oh, what
But
is
that
all
was
these
just the
things?
start of the session.
What is it that you're now gauging from what Kingshuk and Harshit are telling us? One, that Abhishek's not been padded up, not doing anything. They started the batting with Rinku. Usually they start with the openers. He's not even doing any sort of drills. But then in the press conference, he's got a vote of confidence from Mone Mokel. And that Sanju himself is not looking quite a happy chappy as what we
See, I think as the session progresses, see, they are going to practice now for the next 2 hours. So I think somewhere later in the session, Abhishek will get a bat. And if you look at it, tomorrow, the 2 to 5 practice session that they have got is going to be very important. It will be far more intense than the one that they've got today.
Are you sure? Because I don't know, I could be wrong. What the Indian team tends to do and has been doing a lot, barring Colombo, because that they landed 2 days before the game, so only had one proper day to practice, so the full team went. But typically what the Indian team has been doing is, if they are in the same place like they have been in Ahmedabad for some time now, the match day -2 is where they have a full-fledged practice session, everyone turns up, and then on the eve of the game, which will be tomorrow, I think it will be an optional practice session where not everyone but only limited players will come in. So I think if you really want to pick up some signs, today is the day.
Today is the day. You've got 2 hours still.
Also, before you answer Siddharth, just to add to what Nikhil just said, tomorrow India have a day session. So just as you saw with South Africa, not go full tilt today. I'm expecting India, as was seen in Delhi, that their session got extended till 9:30, 9:45.
Yep.
My expectation is much the same for today.
Could happen. Could happen. Because see, you want to practice in the best conditions that are there. And today is the only day where you can recreate those conditions. Tomorrow you can't recreate the conditions. So
I was just thinking that we are not very far away from the boundary actually. And I am not hearing any balls being hit at the moment. So I don't think the practice, like the range hitting practice, has begun or anything.
Okay, that's interesting. So basically, for majority of India's practice today, the focus has been on catching, not so much batting. But of course, as the game progresses, they might focus on that. I mean, just on that Abhishek Sharma thing, even I, based on what they are telling us, as well as I listening to Mone Mokel, I'd be very surprised where they even think of not having Abhishek. You asked my honest opinion. I think he still is that player who can take the game away. And I'm saying law of averages will catch up, right? He's bound to have a good day here and there. And if that good day is versus South Africa, then so be it. I actually, that's when you would want him to have a good day, because now is where the real tough action starts with Zimbabwe coming in undefeated. You can't take them lightly. And of course, West Indies are dangerous anyway. So I think they are not going to be thinking of making any changes there. I think the one thought they could really have, and I don't know whether it was spoken about in the press conference or this is something that probably tomorrow, when you will have the captain come, most likely on the match day you can come. I don't know whether this is another thing that the Indian team can look at, that because now you've got other teams focusing on off spinners, and because India have not been that outstanding versus off spin, why doesn't India offset their plan, opposition's plan, and instead of having 3 left-handers up on top, maybe Sky at number 3, Tilak goes at 4, just to change a few things. I don't know. You could even sometime even look at pushing Hardik up, just to have a left hand, right hand all the time in that batting lineup. I don't know whether this is something that the Indian team is contemplating, whether this was asked, maybe then asked tomorrow. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah. I think at some point you were looking at that question being asked, but there came an admission from Mone Mokel that, and I think this is it's that very question that I asked as well, that you're losing wickets at the top. Spinners have actually given this Indian side some trouble. So how's the Indian team looking at it? He says something interesting. He says that listen, we know we've not dominated spinners, but the idea is to have a foundation in place and play out that particular phase when spinners are doing well. because you know you've got the resources to pull the trigger at the end. And if towards the end you're managing a score of about 180, 200, if you're reaching a good enough total, that's what matters at the end of the day. So when I look at that, I doubt this Indian team will be tempted to change things up. Also, because for one more reason, Suryakumar Yadav's hit form finally, and that happened at number 4. It was only a few days, a few weeks back that you were worried about his form, and finally that form came when he was batting at number 4, and he explicitly said that we look forward to having Tilak at 3, myself at 4. I don't think you need to really change from that approach.
And also like I don't remember which series, but Surya Kumar Yadav was asked the same thing last year. He said only openers are fixed, and then we will
Yes.
rotate
Yeah.
whoever we will rotate.
First, he said 1 and 2 are fixed.
Right.
Then everyone's floating. Then he said 3 and 4 are also fixed, which I think was in the South Africa series, because this wasn't said in the New Zealand series. And yeah, but that's the thing. That's the thing. We've not seen them
Yeah,
change
yeah.
between themselves.
My point is that in big tournaments, this never happens. And Morkel briefly touches upon it. Morkel says that we understand that we have not batted well, but if a couple of wickets fall, then we trust our batters at the position to have enough craft to get the doubles, get the fours, instead of going bang bang and hitting sixes. I don't interpret it as the way you like it, but I don't think we are going to see any changes in the batting lineup, because he also says that India foresaw that they were going to have multiple left-handers in the team, and they were fine with it. They were fine with making that choice that when off spin comes, our batters are good enough to take them down.
Okay, you spoke about the Indian batting. You think in terms of bowling, they'll have any thought? We saw only one change happen in bowling when Kuldeep came in Colombo. I know this is Ahmedabad, this is no Colombo. In Ahmedabad, they did play Arshdeep. On occasions, he's been expensive. I don't know. Is there any thought there of Kuldeep coming, or I don't know, Siraj waiting in the wings? He gets a look in. Is there anything there or no? That's pretty much sorted. It's Ahmedabad. Arshdeep, Bumrah will be your two out-and-out fast bowlers.
I think the latter. Nothing at the moment that we've seen picked up, or any signs for that matter. It does look like, and I think from the evidence that we have of this Indian team playing bilaterals and at this venue, history suggests you're looking at Arshdeep, Bumrah, and a Hardik, now a Dubey as well, who was spoken of very effusively in the press conference by Monet Mokel. So no indication per se that you're going in with the spin twins. The only spin twins you will have will be an all-rounder in Aksar and a Varun Chakravarti.
What's the general interest like? Tell us a bit about this game. I mean, we're building it up as a repeat of last year's, not last year, the last T20 World Cup final, and so that in itself makes it a big game. We also know that Super 8, every match is going to be important now. The real tournament in that sense starts. But we saw the highs of India, Pakistan. Is it same sort of interest there? What are people saying? And one thing I know about Motera and Gujarat in particular, folks there absolutely love their cricket. They are all cricket crazy. So any encounters? What are you picking up?
So the people that I spoke to think of this as the test of the World Cup. You have already been tested in phases in this tournament. If you don't do well against South Africa, then the idea is that the invincible tag of the Indian team goes away going into the semi-final. But if India do come out as with flying colors, then it's game done. This is the game. This is the game that decides the vibe of the Indian team in the World Cup.
And just to add to that, the fact that hotels over here are booked out everywhere you go around in the city, hotels are booked out for the next couple of days, also tells me that there are people flying in just to let you in because our family members were there. And remember, Nikhil, when you were in Colombo, there was a conversation about where you were staying, etc. Today there was a bit of a logistical issue that we faced with our hotel, and since with the family members we talk about almost everything under the sun, I can let this one out as well. We tried to move out and we couldn't find another hotel. So there is interest.
But don't fall for where I stayed in Colombo. When I last traveled to Ahmedabad, If I show you the hotel where I stayed in, you will not even step inside that hotel.
It
So-
could be much the same. It could be much the same.
No, you can't even imagine. I'll send you the name of the hotel. Go and see it. It was no better than a Dharamshala, because also it was India-Pakistan encounter. I went for the World Cup. Everything was sold out well in advance. Just to, again, we share everything. The hotel did not even have a shower. It had a bucket and a mug to go into the loo. It wasn't great, but that's it. Again, I don't care where I stay, as long as you are in the city that is having the match, and that is, what we can consider ourselves lucky for, is that we are in the ground, we can soak in the vibe, the atmosphere. Anything you want to know from them, Siddharth, or we let them go?
Well, I just want to know, as far as the dew situation is concerned, like when you are going to the ground, and did you check it out with the humidity? Are you going to expect some dew there? Will it play a bigger role in Ahmedabad as compared to the previous games? Because the weather is changing on a daily basis there.
As per Morning Mockle, the toss will matter. But it is.
Sorry, will matter or won't matter?
Will matter.
Will matter.
The toss will matter. But from it's 7:15 right now. Since we come from Delhi, we understand how cold it gets at this time. Suddenly the temperature drops and the dew sets in. In Ahmedabad, no, it's not really setting in at the moment. What do you think?
Yeah. See, it's been breezy. Must say one thing, it's been breezy. Even when during the day, the sun was out, was pleasant. There was a brief spell of clouds coming over as well. None of those clouds looked like, they were carrying the rain threat. But it's been breezy all along. So with the sun out, it's a little breezy. At the moment, it feels breezy as well. As far as the dew is concerned, we really will have to go check it out again. First day here. No weather expert. Siddharth would have probably gauged things by now, or maybe people in power that I know who've got devices that measure weather things very quickly.
No,
I don't have any of those
we are
devices with
definitely
me.
Dew and then touch the grass at 8 p.m., 8:30 p.m.
मिट्टी से जुड़ो guys, touch the grass and see. यार.
सिद्धार्थ जाने दो ना मिट्टी के पास जाएंगे फिर बताएंगे आपको.
Okay, you guys can go. Anything you want to share? You missed out, or you can leave. Otherwise, we'll carry on.
I think mostly we have covered.
Yeah, most things covered. Yeah.
You know what? Stubbs and Brevis did not look in good touch. That much I can tell
He
you.
was clearing the.
It
He was smacking it. After I didn't see one defensive shot from him.
That was range hitting, right? It came from the inside half of his bat.
He
He did clear a few.
Brevis, I agree with you. Brevis looked off color. Brevis, Siddharth, since you remember, you'd gone for the Namibia practice session, T-2. He reminded me a bit of Sanju, where he was trying to find his touch. Brevis
Yes.
wanted, in fact, there were little kids, net bowlers bowling at him, and he wanted them to be bowling in different areas, and he ensured that there was a left-hander bowling to him.
Left arm leg spin.
Yeah,
Look,
left arm leg spin. But Stubbs was only taking throwdowns from Mockle, and he looked angry, if you ask me.
See, the problem with Brevis is, you got him into the Indian, in this kind of conditions, looking at his reputation to play spin. But there is a double-edged sword in Brevis, because in the previous series that he played in, he only managed 69 runs. But he didn't get out to Varun Chakravarti once. Now the battle that, what do you guys think from the mood that is there? Do you think that this battle is going to be like Chakravarti versus Brevis that will determine where the contest heads?
I'm looking at more as, Siddharth, because Markram looks to be the in form man at the moment. I'm looking at his wicket as the prize wicket. So Chakravarti may just have to be introduced in the power play to get rid of him.
Okay.
Maybe not Brevis at the moment.
Maybe not Brevis.
Okay, we'll let you guys go see the dew, go see who's batting, and of course, after you done with all of that, do a live on Sports Today and update the viewers with whatever has happened in detail in the Indian practice session. They'd all love to know with regards to Abhishek, his batting, Sanju, what was he doing, what was India trying to do to tackle off spin threat, something that South Africa practiced today. So okay, bye, take care. That then takes us to
The questions.
the comments that we'll have. By the way, I did see a a comment there. I forget the name because I saw it at the start. It caught my attention, and he said, Nikhil sir, that the Western media is reporting that South Africa and West Indies will come out from this group as Super 8. So, sorry, I slipped out on your name, but I'll still answer that question. I think it is, as they say in Hindi, angur khatte hain, the grapes are sour. I mean, see, it is, anything can happen in cricket. For all you know, Zimbabwe, West Indies might also qualify. I'm just saying that I don't want to be arrogant. I don't want to, take the sport of cricket lightly. And I'm sure the Indian team also doesn't do that. But I can't imagine if somebody is just looking at the merit and then they say that India doesn't make it, then I think there is something wrong, that there is an inherent bias. Because on cricketing terms, you have to put India as the first team. Can I be honest? By the way things are, I'm just looking at form. I wouldn't be surprised. No, I wouldn't be surprised. It's India and West Indies that go through from here. I wouldn't be surprised India, West Indies going through from this group, and Zimbabwe and South Africa miss out. There is a possibility.
Could be.
My point is, I'm just looking, and again, on a given day, T20 format, anything can happen. India can miss out too. But I still feel that they are the best team in their group, and they should make it. And I don't know which Western media you're talking about, but I did happen to see a couple of, videos. I saw one of Sir Alistair Cook, and he was asked like how, and the question was, how do you stop India? That was the question, and he said, wow, it's tough. So what that tells me, the fact that such question was asked and that he was answering, what that tells me, that even in the Western media or former players, in their minds, India is still looking like the best team. And he said, for India to lose, you really need to have get the top order quickly, and then just hope that even the lower order doesn't have a good day. That's the only way. But again, you were clutching at straws to look for answers. So that tells me itself that everyone is viewing India as favorite. Yes, we've also discussed here that they are not playing at their absolute best, which is admission that even we've had, and I think it's an admission that the Indian team will also have. Yet they're looking at the best team. So I don't know who in the Western media is saying that, but I think it reeks of a lot of bias.
But again, the team that has the best spin bowling variety will make it. And if you compare it with West Indies, Zimbabwe and South Africa, I would put West Indies ahead. These three, India are ahead of the lot. They will definitely make it. West Indies have the best variety. They have Akil, they have Roston Chase.
That's why I picked them
Then
second.
South Africa, their spin bowling depth doesn't give me confidence.
Correct.
Zimbabwe can pip them. They have got Burl, they have got Wellington Masakadza, they have got Sikandar Raza.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. See, both sides now, both groups are actually pretty tough. Now the tough group begins. Yeah, Australia might have added a different nomenclature altogether, but then let's not count out Zimbabwe. They have bucked the trend.
True.
Beating Zimbabwe, beating Sri Lanka, chasing against Sri Lanka at Premadasa. That is what is worrying me.
Muzrabani, I think he was in the auction, he went unsold.
He then got picked up by RCB then as a replacement.
What great buy, yeah. I'm telling you, had I'm just going to think of it, had the auction happened after the T20 World Cup, he would have gone for 10 times the price that he went for.
Easily.
He's been very good. Very good.
Muzrabani, in fact, has been your best bowler across formats for Zimbabwe for the past couple of years. He and his twin tower brother, Richard Ngarwa, they have been fantastic. I mean, look at the heights of both, even Brad Evans. Super tall guys. So that's
those
why.
Big guys you get in South Africa and Zimbabwe. Yeah.
Yep. The rugby heritage in that sense. So that's quite good in more ways than one. So
yeah, Shivam, our producer, says that his prediction is India West Indies final.
Could happen. For that, West Indies have to win that semi-final, whoever they play against.
Anyway, if India West Indies qualify from here, they are not going to face each other in
the semi-final.
So there's a chance that can happen. Okay.
Chirag Patel is saying, best decision made by KSCA by host. The final of the Ranji Trophy in Hubli. Definitely 5 days, full crowd, definitely. A tour should be hosted in small centers, Mysore, Hubli, Shivamoga. Please review Ranji also. I have done that, Chirag. You can check out the video on Sports Today. Like, yes, the final will be held in Hubbali because at the Chinnaswamy.
That's home advantage for Karnataka, yeah.
Anyway, if it was not Hubbali, it was going to be at Chinnaswamy. That is the thing. But yeah, Karnataka also have not won the Ranji Trophy for 11 years. And whenever KL Rahul's played, they won the Ranji Trophy. Last time they won. So
Yeah, the team wasn't very happy when they were made to play the last day after tea as well.
yeah, I found that rather
No,
look.
because the umpires went by the rule book saying that
Yes.
they can still get an outright win, and the rule says that if you can,
Oh,
then
no.
you have to play. I believe one of their players had already left for the airport
Yes,
at tea break.
I don't look somewhere you have to be
Even
flexible.
Uttarakhand wasn't keen to
Yeah.
play. Even they weren't keen to play.
How can you get 500 runs in a session?
Yeah.
Please tell me.
No, they looked at it from Karnataka's point of view that they can get those many wickets and win it outright. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah,
but-
because they already went through on the
but
first innings
rule-
lead.
But the rule says that you have to play
Rules,
if a result is possible.
Yep.
So,
So, yep, you want to have it from 24th to 28 at Hubballi. And by the way, Karnataka played one game there. They won by 185 runs against Chandigarh. So,
Yeah, but I agree. These small centers, if you have these games, it does definitely allow the people there to watch some live cricket. Big centers, people don't come because they get international cricket on a regular basis. So then Ranji Trophy they won't go for. But small centers which don't get too much cricket, then Ranji Trophy final is a good way to go and
Exactly.
watch. Just open the gates free, let them
Yep,
come watch.
indeed.
It'll encourage the players as well. And we've done a lot of videos on Ranji Trophy on Sports Today. You can
Yeah.
check them out as well.
Ashish Dhar is saying, how will teams progress to SF if tied on points? Will group standings matter? No. NRR.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
Yeah, exactly. It is net run rate.
Yep.
Nothing is carried forward from
Yeah.
previously.
It's not like 2003 Ashish Dhar.
Yeah.
You start from zero in the Super 8s.
Okay.
Steve Ticolo saying, Nixon, now is the time to invest in AI stocks. Stop investing in Yamaha, Jordan's, Gucci after 5 years. AI investment will give Gucci showroom ownership.
Good point, Steve. I always take your financial advice. Very, very good point. I have stopped. I don't know AI. Send me some stocks also to invest in AI. I'll focus on that. So I have not prior knowledge as to which stocks one should invest in, but you make a very valid point.
Very valid point.
And if by the grace of God I end up making money like you're saying, I will not buy Gucci showroom.
Exactly. But Ashish there has a very interesting point. If you want to change the batting order, play Dubey at 3 and Tilak at 5 to counter Raza, Aiden, Chase. I don't mind that.
Yeah. That's
Because Dubey murders spin.
yeah. Not a
Why
bad
not
idea. Just the thing is that because of the explosiveness that he brings later in the innings, you're like,
I know
keep him
Tilak is
for that.
counterproductive in that sense. He's not had those.
As explosive.
Yeah, that
He
might-
has been, but whenever he's been a bit higher up the order.
Yeah, but then Ashish, even with Shivam Dubey, he was very lucky against Aryan Dutt. Let us make one thing very clear. So let's not run roughshod over the fact. Stick with it. This Indian team makes bowling changes for conditions, batting changes only if there is an injury.
Yeah.
Raghav, I think from the US, is saying Arshdeep has been looking very ordinary for quite a while. We don't seem to have the next Bumrah near side. Concerns? What do you think? Aren't we too
That's
harsh?
exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, he's just had one or two not so great games. Otherwise, he's your highest wicket taker in T20. It's a tough job. But I did ask that question, that is the Indian team thinking in those lines? That's just to get what the Indian team at the moment their mindset is. But if I was the captain, I had to pick the team. I wouldn't look beyond an Arshdeep for the moment. He does the tough job as well. He has the ability. On days he's been outstanding for India. Let's not forget that T20 World Cup. He was very good for you.
He was.
And overall in T20 he has a great record. I'll stick with him. Can bowl a good cutter, can get you those Yorkers as well, can get the ball to swing at the initial
Bowling
gate.
at various angles to keep the batsman thinking.
Only time I'll drop an Arshdeep, which I said at that time ahead of the Colombo game, I said I'll put a Kuldeep in. One, he had great record against Pakistan and the conditions demanded that to get a spinner. So then it makes sense.
Yep.
But not otherwise.
Ashish Dhar, had Noor applied his mind, Afghanistan would be in the Super 8. Yes. And not just that, had Afghanistan used their brains and played Noor in Chennai, the result could have been different.
Had Afghanistan used their brain, the super over,
Rashid,
Gurbaz,
Gurbaz.
they sent one down, the man in form in the second super over.
Four
Rashid, they didn't get him to bowl.
4 epic tactical blunders, and that's why Jonathan Trott goes away with tears. That's the bit. Last day, na, is for Trott.
I know, but that's fine. That's fine. He needs to go.
Yep, he
They were
needs to.
tactical blunders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Steve Ticolo again with some advice for you. Nick sir, Alphabet for AI models and NVIDIA for hardware. There are plenty of platforms available now in India via which you can do investment in
Done.
US stock.
Steve Piccolo, I am going to pay heed to your advice. Whenever I have some funds,
Yes, exactly.
I can offload some funds from somewhere and
He looks to be
invest
like the
here.
banker for the rich, Steve
good
Piccolo.
Steve. I've taken a note.
Yeah.
Whatever he said,
Yep.
I'm going to invest in those. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Then
Okay, let's take Vami Krishnan. He says, love from an Indian living in Netherlands. Love back to you.
yep.
Vamshi Krishna.
Vamsi Krishna.
Vamshi Krishna. Love back to you. He says, leave top 3 as is. Bring Hardik when Surya gets out. And if left-hander is out, bring in the left-hander. That's the best strategy. But if you leave top 3 like that, then you have 3 left-handers there.
Yeah.
And how will Hardik come if Surya gets out? Then that's 4th, no?
4th. Yeah.
Unless, I agree. Unless you send Surya at 3, Tilak at 4. But then if a Surya gets out, Hardik
comes
at
in.
4. If a left-hander, then
Tilak.
That is something I agree with.
Yep. But remember Hardik at number 4, but because this Indian team is so fixed, for GT in 2022, he had a very good run at
They
number
won
4.
the title.
Yeah.
He was playing that role.
He's playing that role, yep. And Amay Shukla saying, SA have one more off-spin option in George Lind. He may also come in place of Corbin Bosch because he too can bat.
True.
Yeah, but Lind has lacked confidence here for a very long time and he gets hit to the cleaners. So that's why I have to really think. Yeah, but it's a good shout for Corbin Bosch. I would just say, remove Bosch. You don't need a Bosch. You have a Rabada, you have an Ngidi, you have a Janssen. You don't need a 4th bowling option. You can get a Lind, get a Maharaj, and you can get a Markham to bowl. That's also not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rajiv Ranjan says, Nikhil bhai, I'm currently working as a software engineer. I've decided to become a Baba so I can earn a lot of money. Have fun and enjoy. Please suggest.
Really?
You're being naughty.
Why on earth do you want to do that?
But because Babas make a lot of money.
Was it?
Yeah.
Nice.
Spiritual Baba. You can become one, give gyan about life and make more money than a journalist.
By the way, Amay Shukla.
Shivam's plan is that. Become a Baba. You have gyan to give.
Yeah.
Life gyan.
By the way, Amay Shukla can't play George Lind for a simple reason. There are 6 left-handers. How will you get a left-arm orthodox? Linde is left-arm orthodox.
And they have a Keshav.
They have a Keshav. No point in playing 2 left-arm orthodox for 6 left-handed batters in the team. Yeah.
Keshav Kumar says, Niksha, what can Bihar do to improve its cricket in the state? I mean, for the longest time, Bihar didn't even have a state association. So it'll take time. Now that it's back, it's been recognized. I think it'll take time for things to settle. Plus your talent was then playing for Jharkhand. So you lost out on that. But I'm guessing it's not that you don't develop talent. Ishan Kishan is from Bihar. Suryavanshi is from Bihar. So there is talent coming in from the state. But I think it'll take time and you settle in and ensure your players are available during Ranji Trophy.
And also remember one more thing.
Suryavanshi is busy all the time.
Yeah. For your that Moinul Haq Stadium, if now with Vaibhav Suryavanshi doing so well, and if Bihar continue to do well, upgrade the stadium, that itself is a first sign that yes, we are taking our cricket very seriously. Because look at the conditions at Moinul Haq Stadium. It's terrible in Patna. So that is your only way forward, my friend. Mikey King is saying India and West Indies will go through Super 8.
There you go.
India top 3 a little concerned, but it's about being there scoring a target for bowlers. England and New Zealand other 2. India-England final.
I think he's been too bullish on England. I'm not too bullish about that.
Although I did pick England as the semi-finalist. India, South Africa, England, Sri
For
Lanka.
me, they're not making. For me, I picked New Zealand.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be one between Sri Lanka or Pakistan.
Oh, well, if it's India-Pakistan, we know on March 8th, it'll be in Colombo.
It could be semis also.
Semis also, that's March 4th then.
Like India top they good, Pakistan finishes second.
So it could be March 4th. On Holi.
On Holi, yes.
Yeah. That's why because see, on 5th, that semi-final is confirmed in Mumbai.
What do you make of that social media post that's doing around?
Oh God.
In 1992, Australia were out in group stage, Pakistan won the World Cup. 2009 T20 World Cup,
Group
Australia
stage,
were out of group
Pakistan
stage,
won.
Pakistan won the World Cup.
17, Australia out in the group stage of Champions Trophy, Pakistan won. Look, In 1983,
But you know, these 92 examples they've given for the last many years, it's not
Kudrat ka
happening.
Nizam, that was the same thing. When the World Cup was played in 2022, did we get flooded with those memes?
Yeah.
Look, it makes for good content. It'll be up soon on Sports Today. But apart from that, it is hogwash.
Yeah. I
Look,
don't believe in that.
exactly. I mean, India also, 2013, Australia lost in the group stages, but yet India won the Champions Trophy. 2024, Australia didn't make it to the knockout stages. We won in 2024. We can do so many comparisons in that sense here.
True.
True.
Sarat Chandra Yalamarthi says, Nick sir, it just needs Abhishek to survive a few overs, and I think Abhishek will survive and score 75 plus, and Tilak also going to do well. And just a message for Harshit, DC are Arsenal of WPL.
I mean, Arsenal once again.
Arsenal again.
11-point lead is doubled only now. It's now come down to just 2 points.
But that's what I have also been saying, Sarat Chandra, that Abhishek doesn't become a bad player overnight. He's been your most destructive player in T20 cricket. I think law of averages, it's a matter of time since that big inning comes, and it's great if it comes versus South Africa, a good big game or a semi-final or even a final. You're done, na? You won it.
Exactly, but Priyanshu's
All he should do is what Mr. Gavaskar said. Just to calm your nerves, just take a single.
Yes.
Take a single, spend just 2-3 deliveries,
Absolutely.
and then go.
The basic, one run, get that first run, and that's it.
Yeah.
But Priyanshu has the best comment. It's obvious when Australia gets out and only India-Pakistan win. Obvious.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe that happens. Okay. Final comment from Anshu Mishra. He says, Ishan versus Pakistan, I think 7th best innings for India in T20 World Cup after wicket 82.
Mohali, 27 March 16.
Yeah.
And MCG. Yuvraj 70 of 2007 versus Australia semi-final. Yuvraj 58 of 19 in the September 2007 against England, 6 sixes. Kohli 72, 2 April 2014, the final. Or no, the semi-final against South Africa. Then Gambhir 75 versus Pakistan final. So he's placed 7th. VK 82 Mohali.
By the
is
way,
his
that
best.
Ishan Kishan knock. Wow. And I said it earlier as well. I mean, the strike rate at which he operated compared to everyone else, incredible. I think till the time he got out, he had gotten some 80% of India's runs, which is also incredible. Like, I remember, talking
Tilak,
about
I think,
it.
was in single digits.
And everyone that day was struggling against spinners,
Yeah.
and he could accelerate. Absolutely, I agree. I mean, the ranking maybe, we can sit and do it, but yeah, absolutely one of the finest T20 knocks that anyone's played.
Absolutely.
Keeping in mind the conditions that were on offer, the way he played against spinners and at that strike rate, completely against logic and convention. So incredible.
Plus one to that. That wasn't semi-final, Super 8.
No, Rohit's
St.
semis
Lucia.
also was an outstanding inning
Yeah.
versus England.
Was
And
Australia.
you're talking, no, semis was
Semis
versus
also.
England.
I thought the Australia knock at St.
Was
Lucia
also good, but I'm saying even Rohit's semi-final inning versus England was incredible. That was a minefield of a pitch.
Yeah, he made 63.
The
Took the game
way he
away.
batted took the game away. After that, everyone struggled
Yeah.
to bat on that pitch.
Yep.
That was also an incredible knock. Both Rohit's knock
And
of course,
St. Lucia and Guyana.
That St. Lucia though was
Mind is blown. Knock. Danush
was an
is
assault. Was not a knock. It was an assault.
Stark for 29 runs. No one's done that often. Yeah. Danush is saying, how Abhishek struggling in a lot of comparison to Yuvraj, who flopped in all T20 World Cups except 2007. T20 World Cup strike rate of below 75 in 2 finals, Park and SL. Yes.
Game is a great leveler. Yeah, it happens to the best of the players.
And UV was our greatest match winner.
Yeah, he was in ODI cricket as well.
Yeah. And even T20, clutch moments.
Yeah.
He was our ultimate clutch player. So yes,
Agreed.
that's how we are looking at it at this point in time. So yeah, building up to the game on Sunday.
Yeah.
And tomorrow is the start of the Super 8s. New Zealand versus Pakistan.
We're going to be live after the game is done.
Yes. Plus more from Ahmedabad.
More from Ahmedabad. More from Ahmedabad coming tonight as well.
Yes.
Tomorrow's game, after it's done, we're going to be live on Sports Today, analyzing Pakistan versus New Zealand. Big game coming up.
Big game.
And for all the latest updates from Ahmedabad as well.
Subscribe to Sports Today. So it's good night, Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair, eat your vegetables, don't trouble your mother. Subscribe to Sports Today, stay safe, lots more videos coming your way.